How I read 100 books a year. If you're a writer, then reading is a really big part of probably why you became a writer or why you wanted to write stories yourself. The more I write, the more I want to read, because reading is a way for me to both become a better person, but also to understand story structure and storytelling better. And I think it was last year I started to actually count how many books I read a year. Before that I did not track it at all, but now I actually set clear goals for myself and I track how much I'm reading. And so far this year I've read over 80 books, so reaching the goal of 100 books this year won't be a problem. And now I'm going to share some tips on how you can read more books. So the first step to reading more is to set a clear goal. How many books do you want to read, and why do you want to read more? Do you want to read more because of self-development? Do you want to read more because you want to become a better writer, or because you just love books? Number 2 is to actually prioritize your reading and reduce the amount of time that you spend scrolling social media or doing less productive stuff. You can also reduce the time that you spend watching TV and stuff like that. And number 3, a great way to do this is to actually schedule writing time. I have scheduled writing time from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I read before bedtime every night. It's a great way for me both to wind down and get a great night's sleep, but it's also time for me, I make time to prioritize one of the things that is important to me, and that is reading. Tip number 4 is to join a reading community. You can join Goodreads, which is also a great way to track your reading progress, or you could join the reading community on social media. There's a huge reading community here on YouTube. There's also one on TikTok and one on Instagram. And if you connect with other people who are interested in books, that will actually inspire you to read more, and it will also make it easier for you to prioritize your reading and to get ideas for great books that you want to read. Tip number 5, read in different formats. So I have an ebook reader, I listen to audiobooks, and I read paperbacks. And I read the different books at different times. So at nighttime, I love reading a hardcover or maybe an ebook. When I'm walking or when I'm at the gym, I will listen to an audiobook. And sometimes, when I'm going places and I need to commute, then I'll read an ebook on the train or at the subway. So depending on where I am and what I do, I will read it in different formats. And a great way to get in more reading time is to listen to audiobooks or read an ebook on your commute. And tip number 6 is for you to both read for entertainment and for learning. Because I found that when I read for learning, I read a lot slower. I will pause and highlight passages that I think are interesting and that I want to keep for later. And I will also, contemplate what I'm reading. Maybe I'll have to pause sometimes because of the amount of information or, learning so much. But then I can just switch to a book that is for entertainment. And these ones I will sometimes, speed read or skim through because they're so exciting. And it's also a lot of fun to read, some epic fantasy story before going to bed that will take you on an adventure. If you wanna remember more stuff that you read and save passages for later, I recommend using the Readwise app for that. Readwise is not sponsoring this video. I'm saying this because I really love their product. With Readwise, I will take my phone, I'll take a picture of the page I'm reading, and I will just highlight a passage, and then I'll save it into the app on that book. Then I've actually synced my Readwise app to my Notion board, and there I can go back and see everything. Also, I will get notifications every day, and I will reread I think I have 5 passages right now, and I will also like organize them into different not genres, but you know, depending on what topic they're on. Because if I want to go back later and say write an essay on a specific topic, then I can just, you know, look at that topic and revise. It's a great way to, you know, build the second brain and to remember more things. And since, you know, I am a little bit of a productivity geek, this is a great way for me to become more productive and also to, yeah, remember more things. And tip number 7, probably the most important one, is to enjoy the process and remember that it's okay to not finish a book. You can, if you don't like a book or if you don't feel like finishing it right now, just put it down and start reading another book. This is why I read, I don't know how many books I'm reading currently, like 5 maybe or more, but I read a lot of books at the same time, both because I want to be able to switch depending on what mood I'm in, but also because I don't want to get bored and just like caught up in one book or genre. And bonus tip that I forgot to talk about was to not to bring your phone to bed. So when you go to bed and have your nighttime routine in the evening, leave your phone. I put my charger like way back away from the bed, and then I have my ebook and my book next to my bedside table, which means that I will read in the evenings and I will not end up scrolling through the TikTok for 2 hours. This is also a great way for you to wind down and not get that blue light that's not good for you. So yeah, if you want to, you know, if you want to be healthier and if you want to read more, then not having your phone by your bed is a great way to do that. And it's also a great way for you in the morning to just wake up and not look at your phone. But I will talk a little bit more about my morning routine some other time, because that's more on the productivity side of things. Thanks for watching. If you like this, smash that like button and subscribe for more content like this.